Good evening, everybody. This is CmdrAleon, host of Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show, number one talk show on social media and anywhere. Right. Welcome to the show, Rio Jess Park, Dreamers Paranormal. One Toyota, good to see you. Susan Mary. Lacey, good to see you. Gary Haas, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in there from all over the world, welcome to Encounters. We're on this morning. Fred Holloway, hey Harold, Randy Brumley, Mike Duval, JSYKS, I think it is, The Real Debbie. Good to have everybody with you. I know I see lots of people coming in here, so I'm just going to say a big hello to everybody coming into the show here. For new people coming to our show, this is, hey, John Connors, good to see you, brother. The show is a show dealing with the subject of UFOs, encounters, disclosure, and we have protocol. Over the year, I've learned I've had to have some sort of organized protocol, to keep out trolls and everything else that goes there. So, hey, good to see everybody in here. So here's how it works on the show. This is a actual talk show and not a TikTok show where people argue about whether the earth is flat, square, like a pencil. We don't do that here. So people ask me about flat earth stuff. This is not a show about flat earth or round earth or square earth. So there are other forums here on TikTok for that, where they jump on each other and do all that garbage. So this is Encounters. We don't talk about paranormal stuff. We're keeping that out of here. There's at least 3 or 4 or 5 different paranormal people on TikTok that go live. This is not a paranormal show. This is strictly focused on things related to people's visitations with, star people, space beings, like I said, UFO sighting reports, stories, and also disclosure information. And here's how it works. If you wish to be a guest on the show, you have to have at least minimum 200 followers, or else that's not my rules, that's TikTok's rules. And that'll give you at least audio capability. If you have 1,000 followers, you can go on audio and video on the show, which is great. And here are the rules of the show. First, no cursing, no foul language. We don't want any of that on here. Secondly, no drinking, no drugs, no vaping, no smoking of any sort on the show. If you have to smoke, drink, vape, or whatever, and you want to come on the show, then just do that stuff and don't come on the show or request to come on the show. We won't be on. You have to make a choice there. The other thing is you have to be over 18. That's a TikTok rule. And no kids on the show. No showing your kids on the screen. That's another no-no. So we try to keep the show as positive and uplifting as possible. Although, some people's experiences with extraterrestrials could be very varied. So that's different. But that's just because of the stories. So, I have very strong rules here. And it took me a while to figure them out. But I figured them out. And I'm making sure I stick to them. The things over the past year that I found happen that I don't think people realize it. They'll come on and vape or smoke, and they don't realize that can cause a problem for the host and for the ability to be live. So we're not going to jeopardize any of the good things we've done here. So we're making sure if you got to do any of those things, then you don't need to come on here and tell anything, because that's more important to you than your body, your health, your whatever. So that's that. The show is protected. We do a cosmic blessing on the show now all the time. We bless this show in the highest level of light. I asked the Ashtar Command, which I work with, to put a protection around our broadcasts and also protection to the whole perimeter of all our listenership, our viewership. And I do this because I'm able to do it. I have a ship about 10,000 feet above my location that's cloaked, one of my ships, and the tents are being radiating over 100-mile radius in all directions. And yes, Tusi, introduce yourself. So I want to do that. Tusi, very good. For people that are new here, I'm originally not from here. I am human, but I am from Mars. The Mars that you see in the sky, that Mars is an inhabited planet of 10 to 15 million inhabitants that live on the planet. The planet is teeming with life. the planet has a light blue atmosphere. There's oxygen on Mars. There used to be a point where there's problems with oxygen because of some technical things they were experimenting with a long, long time ago. But after so long, the atmosphere has regenerated itself, and it is a living planet with intelligent, spiritual people that live on it, just so you know. So that's where I come from. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command. I'm a contactee since the 60s. I've had positive contact visually once when I was a kid. I've had numerous spaceship sightings since the 1960s. And I just recently, for new people within my friend in Vermont, have found out that I have biological parents off planet that have finally are going to reconnect with me. And that will be soon in the next 2 to 3 months. Physically reconnect with me. Just to give you a background. So I've been on radio, on NPR Pacific Radio with the Ashtar Command Show for 21 years, every Sunday morning. So that show is live every Sunday morning. I do that show for 21 years. I've interviewed many different people on that show. And so there's a lot about me. I'm sort of like a cosmic book. When I say I'm a cosmic book, as you learned about the show, I can usually help people answer questions. I don't look for websites to get my answers, which are projected by other people's consciousness. I have my own consciousness. I get my information direct. I have my information on a cosmic galactic level. Everything I get is downloaded. I don't channel anything. And I'm a telepathic communicator with the space being called Kedar Manka for many, many years before there was any internet. He is with the Ashtar Command. And I'm going to be connecting shortly in the next few months physically on board a spaceship with my biological cosmic father and mother and sisters and brothers that are on board a spaceship. So this is my brief bio, just so you know who I am if you're new here. And this thing, you're wondering anything you have or any questions you have, certainly welcome to the show. We're glad that you found us. We're not like any other UFO discussion or agenda or anything. We are an actual talk show, a spiritual UFO talk show. We don't talk just about nuts and bolts. We don't care, whether the craft is made out of metal or not. It has nothing to do with the spaceship. It has to do with the intelligences that are coming here from other planetary systems. That's the way you have to look at. So if you say, I wish a UFO would come over to me, it's not a UFO that comes to you. It's the intelligences that are on the spaceship, or what you call the extraterrestrial UFO, that you're trying to communicate with. And we can get into a lot of that, what that means. Also, discernment is a very key thing. When you're having contact, you have to learn how to discern. That sounds like a song. You have to learn how to discern. I come up with a song for that. But anyway, you really do have to learn to discern. So there are people say, how come I've never had a UFO contact? It's not the UFO sighting that's important, folks, for those who have never had one. It's about being connected learning how to connect to Christ consciousness first, before you have any contacts with any non-terrestrial beings. You need to learn how to facilitate meditation, centering yourself, clearing everything out of your mind, and putting a bubble of Christed cosmic protection around your body, within you, without you, before you decide to have contact. And then you have to learn how to make contact with positive beings. And that goes for anyone out there that's interested in this. You have to learn how to do that. You can't say, I just want to have any contact I want. I just want to actually have a contact with somebody. That's not the way it works. There's a disciplined rule that I go by, that I teach. We're in a Contact for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. We are co-coordinator of a C5 group here in the United States. And we're holding 2 different C5 activities here in April. One in a town nearby. The other one is going to be a bigger event in Ledyard that Grace has put together. And if she's on, I'll have her talk about it tonight as well. So there's a lot of things that go into knowing what you're doing, how you're doing it, who you're contacting. You really want to know what you're doing. So I've given you a little bit of a bio of who I am and how I do things. And I've been hosting this show on TikTok, I think it was towards the beginning of 2023. So when we talk about UFOs, unidentified flying objects, if I know they're spaceships, I won't call them UFOs, I'll call them spaceships. And you'll hear me say the word spaceship a lot more than UFO. But if it's really unidentified, I will say UFO. So welcome to the show, everybody. You got a little bit of a bio about who I am, what I do here, and I'm glad that you're finding us here. Please share and like. We want to get up to 100,000 likes tonight. We're at 3.2. We just started the show only moments ago after 11 o'clock, 11:06. To see, thank you for the paper crane. Also, and what I would say is I always encourage gifting during my show between now and by the time I leave the show at the end of the night. So if you decide you like what you see and you like what we're doing, if you have TikTok coins, do that. Also, I encourage you to go to my Venmo, which is on my bio. Just click the link to my Venmo and make a donation directly to my Venmo account. Okay. And also become a subscriber. We have 30 of 100 subscribers. Our goal there, by being a subscriber, we're raising money for night vision equipment for our New England Ashtar Command Contact Group, which has been around for over 11 years here in the United States. So you can do a number of things. You can do Venmo, subscribe. We have on our thing now 5 hats. So we're doing the hat thing with the mustache and our TikTok tonight. We're starting with 5 of those. And through the night, you can send a hat with a mustache during the show when you decide to do that. I'll leave that up to you. It's all unconditional. Josh Hammond says, I'm in a prime location for the Ellipse in Arkansas. Beautiful. PW Source says, have you been inside a ship? If I have, it's probably been when I'm sleeping. I just don't remember anything. But I can tell you, in the next 2 to 3 months, I'm going to be physically, the way I understand it, going on an Ashtar Command ship to meet my brothers and sisters, biological cosmic family, my father and my mother, who are off planet. That would be in the next 2 to 3 months. Hey, Chesno, greetings. Good to see you, brother. Okay, moderator Johnny of the Third Kind muted for this live. Why was Johnny of the Third Kind muted? Whoever muted Johnny of the Third Kind, is that my friend Johnny? Okay, let me go backwards here. Who did the muting? Thank you, Kristen, for the hat. Okay, Johnny should be still here. Johnny, you're still with us, right? Let me take a look here. Yeah, Johnny should be here. I muted someone. Oh, you muted someone. Okay. Okay, thank you, Johnny. I thought somebody muted you, man. You're good. You're good. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Same way with Johnny mute himself. You had me there for a moment, man. Good to have you with us. Thank you. We love Johnny. He's doing a great job as one of our moderators. And again, welcome to the show, everybody. So we are definitely going to do guest interviews tonight. And if you have a story to share, again, the rules are as follows. If you're just getting in here, we'll go over the rules really quick. No drinking, no vaping, no smoking, no drugs. If you're doing that, you do not come on here and you will not request to come on here and tell a story because you're doing all that stuff that's more important to you. Then this story is not more important to you. Do I believe the Bob Lazar story? Yes. I believe that he's telling the truth. I believe the government or some parts of the government wanted to wipe the information out. I think he's being honest. Over the years, I've followed his story, and I think he is telling the truth. I always have. Hey, Victoria, good evening. Good to see you. Thank you for the hat. I feel really good. My mustache looks good for a moment there. I should have that hat and mustache all the time. So, but yeah, I think he is telling the truth. I don't want to be live, but being Kristen, if you go live, you can talk about what you have experienced and you don't have to come on camera. You have enough to come on camera. But what's going on here? And you don't have to come on camera. You have enough to come on camera. But if, whoops, wow, what's going on here? My thing here. So we are back. Okay, my cell phone had 2% power on it. I have a cord hooked up to my cell phone to charge it up, and it wasn't plugged in correctly, and I went to 0%. I'm completely all right. It's just a technical thing. I had my plug. I had to replug the plug in for charging the phone up, and now 2%, and it'll continue to increase. So I'm not at 0%. So it was my little USB plug here. So we're gonna try to get back to. I think we had like 185 people on here before. Hopefully everyone comes back. We are here. And if you're just tuning in, welcome back to the show. We had a little technical thing. We were at 2% power, and we are back. So now, if I had gotten beamed up, I would have at least told you I was going to get beamed up, and I would have showed you the doorway to the spaceship if I was getting beamed up tonight. It's not happening tonight, but when it does happen, I will promise everybody out here, you will know that I'm getting not beamed up. I'm going to walk into the spaceship. So it won't be a beaming up thing. It's just going to be walking into the ship. Speaking of how that will be preceded. So again, welcome. This is Encounters. In case when after the show's recorded, I'm just saying this is Encounters because I'm going to put this on my Ashtar Command spaceship news channel. Yes, we had 200,000 likes last night, so we want to get up to at least 100,000 tonight, and we want to do some interviews. Hopefully everybody that, when I disappeared for a few minutes, will come back. Please share and like. Let's get the sharing going real heavily here. Let people know we're live here. We are here. We didn't disappear and just go off for the night. It was one of those things where my phone, I didn't look to see that it was at 1% or whatever it was, and I didn't have the USB plugged in. Okay. So hey, good to see you there, Clifford, the man with the white beard. Everybody coming in here, welcome to the show. This is Encounters. Good to have you with us. And hopefully we'll get up there again. We lost 1/3 of our audience after I went off there by accident. So hopefully that 1/3 will be zipping back in here. That was in here just a moment ago. And we're just going to wait to see. Hey, friends at Prairie, welcome to the show. And that's our friend April, who I'm working with Ashtar Command, and who I and her and a few other people will be in the next probably 2 or 3 months. Will be taken aboard the ship physically. And so she is a positive contactee in the most beautiful sense of the word, positive and contactee. She's a contactee directly with the Ashtar Command, with the angelic beings. She's been on the ship for the third time for 5 hours off planet, just to give you some background about April. And I'm going to be joining her and a few other people in the next 2 to 3 months that will be actually brought on the ship to get information to help everybody. Miss Lisa approved. We approve of you, Miss Lisa. That's a great name. Miss Lisa approved. So let's get everybody in here. Let's start sharing. I want everybody to share with anybody that you think should be here to this show. Any friends of yours that you think are cosmically open, spiritually open to what we're talking about. This is Encounters. Let them know about it. Hey, young Skywalker, good to see you. And it's good to see everybody here. So first thing is, with 90 people, if everybody shares with, a number of people that you feel would be benefiting from watching Encounters, share. Let them know about it. It's the positive domino effect. Jen R., hi, Commander. How are you feeling today? Did you have a good birthday? Yes, I stayed home. I've been feeling like just being home. I'm still healing physically my leg area that I pulled the muscle on, so I've been taking it easy. So it's a beautiful day outside. I did get out and get some fresh air, but I stayed home and I stayed secluded from the outside world. And it was really nice not to be going anywhere, seeing anybody, or going to do anything. I just pretty much stayed here, and it was good. So yeah, I had a beautiful day today. Dustin, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you, young Sky. May the force be with All Star Family, Commander. Yes, may it be with All Star Family. Thank you, L1 and Z1. Thank you for that. And we'll see. Our numbers should go up. Usually we have over at least 100 people on here. When I zipped out of here by accident because of my low battery, it knocked me out. I had to go back in here and resume the broadcast. So we'll see what happens. Yaya, Spirit of the Garden. Hey, Yaya. Happy to be and see everyone. Good to see you, Yaya, and all the people coming in here. We do interviews here. I was going to say before this, I was going to bring somebody on here. I lost my 1% of power because I didn't have my phone charged up, which I usually do, but it is now operationally charging, even though it says 2%. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay and go up. Sometimes it's me 2021. Can you send another invitation? I got one earlier from you. Yeah, the computer, the TikTok sends the invitations out. So hopefully people will get invitations. Now we're getting close to 100. It should be, the algorithm should be making people aware I'm on here right now. The TikTok algorithm. I got my apple cider here for tonight's show. And because I've got my apple cider, we're doing good. Yeah, it's charging up. I'm at 3%, so that's good. Hey, Todd Boone, thank you for the smiley heart, the heart me. We appreciate that. And for those that didn't know, today I'm celebrating my birthday. All day today was my birthday on Earth. So I got some pretty cool things. I got some cool t-shirts. I got one t-shirt that's really cosmic, and I'm going to wear that tomorrow night on my show. I'll wear that so you can see it. And it's very, very cosmic. You will be happy to see me wear that shirt. It will brighten up. It will radiate so much light into the screen, you will have to put on sunglasses. Just kidding. But I'm getting ready to get some other things for my birthday. The Commander, as you know, I grow watermelons and strawberries and grapes primarily. And I am getting a greenhouse, I think, an indoor greenhouse I'll be using to get the seeds sowed in little cups and grow my watermelon plants. I grow organic watermelons. And when I go on the ship, I'm going to be trying what they call a pearl. The pearl is a watermelon. It's a tiny watermelon that our space people that I'm going to meet eat. They eat these little watermelons called a pearl. So I'm going to be tasting a pearl watermelon when I go on the spaceship. I am so excited to try that. April has tried the pearl watermelons, and she says they're very sweet. So I'm going to have I'm going to taste a lot of food. There's the people off planet in the ship. They are vegetarians in their living quarter ship. They grow their own vegetables and fruits, and it's all organic. So I'm going to hopefully learn a few things about how they grow things, which I'll take back to Earth with me to learn how to do that. I'm not a vegetarian, but I think after I go on the ship and I learn how they do things and taste their food, I might be more apt to try to get there. I think it would be something I would try to do, which would be a good thing. I just had pizza for dinner earlier tonight to celebrate the birthday. I had some pizza, and I am a pizza fanatic. So, but I think I can transfer my energy. When I go on the ship, I'm going to learn about how they grow their food, their vegetables and fruits. Johnny says, I had pizza too. Are you from space? TikTok division, yes. I am from space originally. I came here on mission to Earth. I chose to come here and have a biological human family experience, which I call it a biological human family experience, which most of you have had a biological human experience with family. You have a mother and father here on Earth. You have sisters and brothers. You might be the only child. You might have a grandmother, grandfather, what have you. So yes, I am from space. I'm fully conscious of my off-planet beingness, so to speak. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command, which is the highest level of Christed conscious cosmic men and women and children from other planetary worlds beyond Earth. So yes, I'm from space. I'm on Earth. My location is Earth. My planetary system I came from before being here is the planet Mars. Mars, again, and I appreciate your questions too. TikTok division's asked me some really good questions. So on Mars, TikTok division, there's 10 to 15 million inhabitants on Mars, living on Mars right now. That is the origin of where I come from before coming to Earth. And again, I work with the positive spiritual space people. Liz, thank you for the hat. Spiritual space people from off planet. Any other questions you might have, please ask. You have some great questions. I appreciate it. Commander is from Mars. Yes, Alicia knows that. Yaya Spirit, thank you for the hat. And I feel like Raiders of the Lost Ark or whatever. I love that. Yeah, I was on Dr. Blitz's show. He didn't believe I had some top secret information about the moon. I found the photo, but I didn't have time. I wasn't able to get on the show. I went on Dr. Blitz. One time in a while, I go on Dr. Blitz's show. He knows who I am. He's heard of me. I went on there to try to show him, because he's talking about the moon. I was going to show him a top secret photo, which actually I have an actual photo on the lunar surface of the moon. There are 5 structures that are controlled by the Department of Defense. I have the photos that were given to me last year by our contact, Shai. And I have the photos. And it shows the 5 lunar buildings on the crater. 4 out of 5 of them at the time last year, in October of last year, were operational. There are actual humans in those facilities from Earth in 4 of the 5 lunar structures on the moon. As a matter of fact, I will show you a picture. I'll see if I can switch the pictures here and show you. Let me take a look here. Hold on a minute. I'm going to show you. I'm going to move my head off the screen for a minute. And I'm going to show you the pictures. Let me see if I could do this here. And then we'll go back to... Okay, I'm going to show you the pictures right here. So if you look on the top picture, look at the top picture. You can't see my hand, but look at the top photo and the bottom photo, which is, you'll see these little silver things. Look at the little silver dots, the lower one. Those are 5 structural buildings on Mars. Those were put there through a space program for the Department of Defense. It has nothing to do with NASA. And these are pictures that were given to me that were top secret. So on the moon, and wherever this is on the moon, there are 5 buildings, structural buildings, and 4 of the 5 are inhabited by people from our planet who are within top secret operations within the Pentagon. I want you to look at this. This is all top secrets. This is what I was going to show Dr. Blitz on his show today, but I didn't have the pictures at that time where I was able to locate them, and I found them. This is on the surface of the moon. This is an active base that has been put there through a secret space program of the Pentagon. Okay, keep looking. Look at the top photo and the bottom photo. This is all top secret information that nobody has. I have it. Okay, top secret. And Dr. Blitz was getting kind of funny. He says, well, if you have this, I'm breaking the law or something. If I have these pictures, I'm breaking the law. So I'm like laughing at myself. I'm laughing within myself and saying, only if he knew that I'm here to bust the matrix. I'm here about disclosure. He's more concerned about protecting the Pentagon And I'm here to show people information that is totally top secret. So this is on the moon. This is on the surface of the moon. This has nothing to do with the NASA. This has to do with the Pentagon, secret space program of the Pentagon. And these 5 lunar buildings were put there secretly, and 4 out of 5 at the time in October were being utilized by people that they've sent there from Earth that people don't even know about. Okay, I think you can see the top picture up here. I'm trying to point to it. In the bigger picture, it's a little bit fuzzy below there. You can see the structures. Okay. I'm going to go back to my screen. I'm going to go back to my original screen on effects here. So that's the pictures that are top secret. I hope you're able to see the pictures a little bit. And, you're most welcome, everybody. I believe everybody should know the truth. I'm hoping Shai will come back on our show and share with me more top secret information. I know I've seen her here once in a while, and I'm hoping she can divulge some more information with us. I know her icon. If she pops up in here, I'll see if she'll come back on and talk to us about other top secret cosmic things that are happening behind the scenes that our Pentagon is involved with in other parts of our areas that they know regarding non-terrestrial intelligence. Is time travel possible? I don't know. There's some people that are on TikTok that claim to be time travelers. I don't know that to be true. That's the only thing I kind of stay away from because I don't know. There could be the ability to time travel, and if it is, I've not seen it. But there are people on TikTok claiming to be time travelers. That's not really been too much of my focus. But once in a while, you'll see people with videos on here claiming that they're coming back and they're time travelers. Now, if they are, I don't know. I really don't, to be honest with you. But those are great questions. I just can't answer that. I've seen those videos. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I see. But TikTok, you know what? The good thing is I'm going to be wild. So expect the unexpected on this show. I know you're new to the show. Expect me to be very wild here. I'm gonna shake your belief system up, and everything you think is correct is going to be thrown out the window. That's why I'm glad you're asking me questions. So I do make wild claims because they're true. So I'm going to be as wild as I can be on my show. People know this. If I'm not wild on this show, then there's something wrong with me. So expect me to be cosmically wild. I'm going to blow your mind. By the time you get off this show tonight, you're going to have a lot to think about. Totally. So I'm glad you're here. I know you're not knocking me. I know that. That's why I love you, man. You're asking some great questions. And I know when you say I'm making wild claims, you're not knocking me at all. But that's what I do. That's what I do. But I'm glad you're there. And I know you're not knocking me at all. So I can read energy, and I know your brother not knocking me. So I appreciate everything you're asking, because you're asking questions that other people would like to ask, and you're asking them. So that's really a beautiful thing, Jim says, I've seen some time traveler videos. I've seen them too. And that's a good thing to have an open mind. Although there's people on this earth that have so closed a mind that they don't even understand what's going on around them. They don't even look at the stars. So open mind is a good thing. And I'm glad you have that, We're waiting patiently to hear. Teresa says, I'm open to thus Avia. I think it's Ava Ra. I think it's Ava. I think Ava 130. Hey, Ava 130. I'm open. Good to see everyone. But I'm very good critical thinker. Oh, it's good to be a critical thinker. In my work, I do a radio show on the subject of UFOs on NPR radio. I interview a lot of different people. I speak about. I've had a lot of years of experience in the subject. So, I've been a contactee since the '60s when I had my first contact. So for me, I'm a critical thinker depending what the issue is or what the subject is. In other places, not so critical. How did they break the firmament to get to the moon? If you believe in the firmament, which I don't believe in, that is something that has scientifically been stated by astronomical people. I taught people here on Earth that you can go anywhere you want. The only reason why we can't go anywhere we want is because we do have the ability, and I'll have to tell that story. We have the ability to go outside of Earth and back in 25 minutes. We have a secret space program where a rocket was lifted off with an Air Force pilot. We've done this over 20, 25 times already, have gone towards Jupiter and back in 25 minutes. This comes from last year when we had our contact on from the Department of Defense who explained what we did. They sent off rockets in the Midwest at a secret location. We have the technology to do that and then come back. We had some failures, I think 2 out of 25 flights within 25 minutes. But we have the ability to do that. It doesn't mean that we have the ability to travel the universe, but we have the ability to do that. Spaceships from other planets, to answer that question, come and go constantly. There is no blockage from going out of the Earth or coming into the Earth. That's a fantasy that some scientific person came up with years ago, or a group of people came up with on the internet, or whatever they did. But the truth is, if we become spiritually advanced, we'll become technically advanced to be able to come and go as we please. The only reason why we are limited to travel is because we don't have the advancement spiritually nor technically to do that. It has nothing to do with an invisible shield around our planet preventing us from going out of the Earth. We can go out of the Earth anytime we want. We are just not technically advanced to do that. Alicia, thank you. We love blowing people's minds. That's what we do here. Can you explain how they broke the firmament to get to the moon, to outer space? Well, they didn't have to break anything because I know there's people going to say, Commander, how could you say that? Because I don't come from Earth. The firmament doesn't even exist. In my consciousness, it doesn't exist. You can come and go as you wish, but you have to have the advanced knowledge of travel. If we had spaceships like our space brothers do, which we don't because we're not at that spiritual level, once we have that ability, then we can travel anywhere which we want. We can go to any planet, any solar system, any universe. But we haven't attained the ability to be even that advanced yet. We're not there yet. But usually when we get there, we can go and come as we please. Hey, Grace. I think Grace is here. I got to bring Grace up. Is she here? I think Grace is here somewhere. I see her name popping in here. TikTok is kind of weird. Hey, I thought she's here. Unless I am totally... Grace, if you're here, let me know. Because TikTok shows your profile, but I don't know if you're here or not here. But no, I'm glad TikTok's asking questions. That'll help. It's always great to ask questions. You get to learn a little bit from the commander. So it's a good thing. I welcome all questions from people. That's how they learn. Good to have everybody in here. And again, we will interview people that have had experiences with encounters of space people. If you've had any recent sightings, we want to know about it. Any disclosure information, if you're working within and you have high security clearance and you wish to disclose stuff anonymously on the show, you're welcome to do so. These are the rules of the show. To come on live, there are like a number of rules here, one of which is no smoking, no drugs, drinking, or vaping. That's a no-no. I will not put anybody on who's doing that. If that's more important to you, then you don't need to tell your story. Number 2, you have to be over 18, no kids on the screen. Number 3, no foul language. We don't want any of that stuff. We try to keep it positive here in terms of the professionalism of the program. And is there anything else I'm leaving out? I think I am somehow, but yeah, those are really the main things, okay? Other than that, we try to keep things very, very positive. So we're glad to have everybody on here. Brandy, grand evening. Happy Earth Day blessings. And also, yeah, no paranormal. That's the other thing. Thank you, Johnny. I know there are people that come here thinking they're going to talk paranormal. We don't do any paranormal. I've seen the other TikToks, like scanning them. There's like 5 or 6 people on TikTok that do nothing but paranormal. We don't do anything paranormal. We don't want to talk about ghosts or any of that stuff. We keep that all out of the program here. Just strictly related to spiritual UFO areas. Like I said, visitations, contacts, crop circles. You can talk about fairies. You can talk about, you can talk about Bigfoot, those things. Okay, just so you know what we do. Remote viewing, absolutely. That's something interesting related to the non-Earth thing. Remote viewing is definitely possible. I've had 3 encounters with Greys, 2 with reptilians, and Elohim since I was a kid. Interesting. Well, you seem to have had a mixed encounter of different types of beings. So the question would be rainbow depth. Starseed, yes. Starseed, we talked about starseeds. I've also met time travel and a person who can levitate. Interesting. Let's see. Can we get you on here? You have 879 followers. If you wish to come on here, I'm going to have you as my first guest. I think this is interesting. I'm also going to give you some guidance about some of the beings you're in contact with that I'm going to suggest that you decontact. That will be the Greys and the reptilians. I'm going to show you how to disconnect from those two. The Elohim, most definitely higher vibrational frequency. The other two, not so much. Let's see here. We'll see if they come in. Jump me and I'll tell you my story. ALEJANNDRO. Can you give me an idea what your story is first? And then I'd be happy to bring you on here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what your story is? Hey, thank you, Paul. Can you tell me what your story would be about? Hey, Paul, thank you for the roses. I saw one. Can you explain what you mean when you say you saw one? Can you go a little bit more into what you saw when you? And I'll put you on here. I just want to get a little bit more of a background. And you're watching Encounters. I was 11. Are you talking about you saw a spaceship or UFO? Can you kind of explain that a little bit more? A spaceship. Okay, we're going to bring you on here, I think. Oh, yeah. You have 1,328. We're going to bring you on here. And again, I think it's Alex Manta. We're going to bring you on here. No vaping, no smoking. Again, just to let you know, as you're going to be coming on here, no drinking, no drugs, no foul language. And other than that, we're going to bring you on here as a guest. And you have to be over 18. I think we.
Hi.
And my screen again went dark. It happens. It's something with my TikTok. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. And can
I
you tell us a little
when
bit
I
about yourself?
when I was 11, when I was 11 years old, I'm now
Are you
53.
there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, headphones on here. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I
can
can
you
hear you
hear?
now. I had a little problem with the headphones, but go ahead.
Actually,
Yeah.
when I was 11 years old, um, my auntie, I was raised in my country. Back in 1984, 83, I saw
Mm-hmm.
a spaceship which was colorful from the bottom. It was
Mm-hmm.
really dark, dark. It was at 3 a.m. in the morning, and ever since then, I didn't even know what it was
Mm-hmm.
until I saw it. Eh, it was pretty big, pretty
And
big.
what country is
El
this from?
Salvador, El Salvador,
El
El Salvador.
Salvador. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it there. I saw it. 'Cause my auntie woke me up. She said, "Look at this, look at this, look at this," and I was like, And I woke up and I went outside to the back, and it was like hovering, like kind of smooth, but it was different colors on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
different colors, different colors.
How and how close was this ship to where you were at ground level?
About maybe 200 meters.
What would that be in, for those that don't know what 200 meters is? Is that like 1,000 feet above you, 500 feet above you in the sky, or
I would say about 200 meters, 500 meters.
okay?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Uh, I was pretty young at that age. I would
Mm-hmm.
just look at the lights up,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just hovering smoothly. It was so vivid. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even believe it. I ever since that I have never seen anything like it.
How long did you watch the ship for as a kid when you were looking at it? It was
I would
hovering, obviously.
say about maybe 5 minutes tops.
5 minutes. Well, that's a long
Yeah,
time. five
yeah,
minutes.
5 minutes tops.
Wow.
The light was pretty bright, the middle one,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
around it was different lights, different colors. Blue, the most that I could see, blue,
Yes.
green,
Wow.
blue, green,
Mm-hmm.
and just a bright white.
Right. And how did you feel when you were watching it? Did you feel a sense of wow? Did you feel like they were like connecting with you? When I hear these stories for a 5 minute
Not
viewer of a hovering
nothing.
spaceship,
I didn't feel anything. It was just like uh, my auntie said, "Oh, those are the she told me those are the demons that come from the sky."
well, yes, your auntie told you that.
In
It
Spanish,
sounds
of course. It was,
right.
everything was in Spanish. We're like, oh man. And I
And
looked at them.
one of our viewers, when he's saying, did you sense you were being watched? Like, did you like some people say I had these sightings, like your story, they'll sense that they had a 10-minute sighting. It was just there, the ship was there watching them. And that do you think you were being observed at that point? Or do you even think about that?
No, 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 because I was under a roof.
Oh, you're under a
But
roof. Okay.
I was under and then coming outside, looking
Hmm.
behind under a tree, and I will come to a point where I could see a very, very, very light, very, very like vivid.
Hmm.
It was like the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We had no fences in those times. We had no
Hmm.
fences or anything like it, but it
Hmm.
was like vivid. And the moon, I remember the moon was so bright,
Hmm.
and even though at that time it was like three something in the morning, it was like 3 in the morning, it was like three something in the morning. Because she
Hmm.
used to wake up at three something in the morning. She used to wake up at that time. She used to go to sleep at 4 or 5 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Because in my country, 5:30 is dark already. It's getting dark,
5:30 is
really
dark.
dark.
Okay. Was the
And
was the was the craft over? One of my moderators,
just
Johnny,
just
was it
just
over
the
the
one
house?
you have in the background,
Yeah.
just like that,
Really?
just just like that. But it had hundreds of lights around it, hundreds of
Hundreds of
lights,
lights. Oh my
blue,
God.
blue, blue color, green, green, blue, and white.
Wow. And then it had other colors, other lights below those lights, correct?
The middle one was so bright. The
The
middle
middle light,
one, the
like in
middle
my
one
picture
was
here.
white, like white, right, really
Okay.
white,
Interesting.
and it was just like hovering. Uh, it was just so amazing. Ever since I saw that, I didn't even know what was that. So it
Yeah.
was really
And what year was this when you were a kid? What year was this? Do you know?
1983.
So you were a kid in 1983. How old were you?
I'm 53.
53. Okay.
53.
Interesting. And this is in just like people know, this was in El Salvador in
Exactly. Close
1983.
to I used to live maybe 25 kilometers, which is about
Uh-huh.
10.5 miles from a volcano.
Really? You were near a volcano. That's even
Yeah,
interesting. Let me ask
I
you a
was.
question. The volcano, did you ever see any UFOs going from or at the volcano that you can
No,
remember?
I saw
Okay.
erupted. I don't remember how many years ago. I saw
Mm-hmm.
erupted many years ago. Uh, I did when I was 23, when
Mm-hmm.
22, I
Mm-hmm.
went up to the volcano all the way to the top.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me like 14 hours to get up there.
What was it like
Uh,
on top of the volcano? I think everybody would like to know that in
it's
my viewership.
it's different, especially that one. You have to be really careful
Mm-hmm.
because you could fall. And now I'm at my age. I am afraid of heights because I will
You're
almost
afraid of heights.
yeah, because I almost fell.
But you weren't afraid when you were a kid. You just like went up
No,
there and you
yeah,
had adventurous
but 20
attitude. You went up to
but
the top of the
22,
volcano.
I was young and eager
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the whole shebang. But I am so afraid right now of
Right.
heights, of height. Even
Okay.
though if I'm in a
And that's okay
plane, I'm
too.
fine. So, you know,
In the plane, you're fine. But
I'm fine.
if you're going up the volcano, it's a different story. Like, was there a trail you went up to the top of the volcano, or what did you do?
I went on all the way to the top. All the way to the top. It took me really long time, almost 14 hours to get up there,
14
and
hours. Wow.
8 hours to come down. Because 8 hours to come down, it was easier.
Oh,
So
yeah. When
they
you're
say
coming
that
down, yeah,
listen,
it'd be easier. Yeah.
if you go up, you have to use at least two,
Right.
three pairs of pants. You
Okay.
have to use them
Wow.
because of the rocks and everything. But when you're coming down, it's just fine. It's just
Mm.
you know.
Someone's asking a question. Do you call them UFOs when you see them so close? If that's for me or for my guests, I will say that no, I don't call them UFOs. If they're close and I can define it, then it's a spaceship. If it's all the way up in the atmosphere, it's a UFO in terms of not being able to identify what it is.
Yeah.
But if it's up close and I can identify that as a spaceship, then I don't call it a UFO. That's a good question. Did you look at it as a spaceship? Would you sort? Did you look at it as a spaceship or a UFO?
I would look at it as a UFO.
But did it look like a spaceship at all? I mean, when I say spaceship, did it have the design of what we call a non-terrestrial craft? Like it wasn't an airplane. It was
Non-terrestrial. There was no such a thing as as soon as it went to like 5 minutes, it started disappearing. It
it
started just
disappeared.
going like it disappeared.
Now, when it disappeared, how did it disappear? I think this is fascinating. When it was starting to disappear, did it just like some of these spaceships or whatever, they're gone. Did
They're
it
gone.
fade out of your
They
vision or was
they
it just
fed out.
gone?
Yeah,
It
they
was
fed
gone.
out of my vision. They fade out.
Okay.
It
It
was
faded out.
yeah.
Interesting. So
That
in your case, it faded out. It didn't just take off.
no, it didn't. I didn't see anything like flares or anything like taking
Really?
off.
Yeah.
It was just it faded out after certain like 5 minutes. It just
5 minutes.
smoothed it to the darkness because it was 3 o'clock in
Yeah,
the
no, I
morning.
think that's fascinating the way you're describing it. 3 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Someone's saying they are betting. Alicia says if you meditated, you can reconnect with them. Have you ever tried to Do you know how to meditate?
I I do. I have an illness. I have an illness. It's called
You have an
tinnitus.
illness.
Tinnitus. You know what that is?
Oh, tinnitus. Okay. Yes, I
Yeah,
knew. I do know what that is.
it's like buzzing in the ears, both.
Yes, I know what that is.
Yeah, I have
I
that
know what
thing
that
is
is.
that I have the gift of knowing what's gonna happen with me in the future. Ever since that happened,
Interesting.
it's like I know what's gonna happen, like I dream it, what's gonna happen, and I prepare myself. Even though I prepare myself what's gonna happen.
Interesting. Hey, Starsky Booty, thank you.
it's kind of weird. It's
Well, how would you like
it,
to reconnect with the space people that connected with you in that spaceship? Obviously, they were there for you, and so what they were at, my viewer was asking, and I'm going to suggest that I do this in my workshops, meditation, how to meditate and refocus on that ship. You remember what the ship looked like. All you've got to do is put the image of that craft in front of you,
I
and
I dreamed of them. I dreamed what? I dreamed in the year 2001, no, 2000,
hmm
year 2000. I dreamed.
hmm
I had a dream of them. They,
you had a dream of them. What did they
yeah,
look like, by the way? You dreamed of them.
uh,
What did they look like?
beautiful.
They
Not,
look beautiful, right?
not what the big eyes and the gray looking like that. No, they had a little tiny bigger ears,
hmm
white. One of them was black,
hmm
but the color of the hair was blonde and long. All of them.
Blonde
All of
and
them
long.
had long hairs.
Yes. Yes.
Long
See,
hair,
I'm.
and they looked beautiful. Really, 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 really
Yes.
white. Really white. And their
You.
eyes were beautiful.
Mm,
And I had a dream about them. I had a dream
mm,
which it was like celestial dream.
yes. So you're already they're connecting with you in the dream state. You need to just reconnect with them, brother, because you're meant to connect with them. You're connected with them. Your story now I can read it better. You need to reconnect with them. You need to meditate on a daily basis when you can, and connect with the images of them and say, "I wish to connect with you regularly. I know you came because I am connected with you on, you're part of my star family. I'm part of your star family. Ask them who their names are, reconnect with them. You're supposed to connect with them. I'm getting that right now. I do read energy from people's stories. I do this on my show. If you're new to the show, I'm getting the highest level of consciousness here that, thank you. You need to definitely connect with them. Are you willing to do that?
It is. ah, There was one time. There was one time
It's not
after
different.
that. There was
Yeah.
one dream that I had. It
hmm
was like telepathically, telepathically,
Yeah. Yep.
talking to a person, but
Yes.
only like that. And I
You're
would
open.
ask,
You have the ability to do it. Go ahead.
but
Continue.
I haven't developed that. I haven't.
But
I
you have
haven't.
the ability. You've already developed it. The reason why you're able to
But I
communicate
don't
them,
know how. How? How?
you did it
Because
naturally. How'd you
sometimes
do it the last time? You just did it.
it was like me. I had
hmm
a laughter with them, which was three. I saw three of them. Two of them were
Three of them. hmm
white males, and
hmm
another black male. But the black male had blonde hair,
Okay.
which was, like we figure that the black people only have black hair, but no, not him. It
And
was
then no, also realize
long,
you're looking at space
not
people that
not
are different.
long hair. I'm talking about
Right.
maybe a little below, like maybe 5 inches, 6 inches
Okay.
below their neck.
hmm
The end of the neck, the bottom,
Yes.
not long necks. I mean, long
Yes.
hair, but
Right. Right. Right.
like that. And the black one was his skin was I saw it was so solid, like
hmm
solid, solid black, like not black, but kind of like brown.
Okay.
Like looking at brown, but
Yeah.
bright, and it was one of the dreams that I have
hmm
never asked. After that, I never asked about what was that. No.
Right. but I'm getting. You need to listen to me. You don't have to do this. I'm suggesting very much you need to do this. You should do this. You should not be afraid to make the connection again. You need to reconnect. You're connected with them. You have a mission on earth that's connected with them. The reason why you have the abilities you have, because you're connected from that level of planet in your DNA encodements in your body. Were given that at birth when you were a kid. What you need to do is take time to meditate and just remember who they are. Say to yourself, I am a Christed being of light, not from earth. I wish to reconnect with you. And envision the ship in your meditations, envision them in your meditations. They are waiting for you to reconnect with them.
Hmm.
So there, it's like you need to not be afraid to do this, brother, because they are your star family. You are connected with them. Do you understand that?
That is one of the things that I am afraid to
Oh, don't be afraid. Don't be
people
afraid to
don't
do
to
it.
come back and say, Listen, I'm here," or I am afraid of that
Yeah, you have
connecting
to get rid of
again.
you have to get rid of the fear. You have to get rid of the fear. The fear is from the mental process. The fear comes from the mental mind of our 3D mind. If you go into your inner self, your higher self, there's no fear in your higher self. Do you know what the higher self is?
No, no.
The higher self is your spirit, is what they call the soul. Well, I call it the higher self. The higher self has no fear. The mind has fear. The mind creates fear. It doesn't necessarily mean that the fear is correct, but the mind creates it, even if it's an illusionary fear, a fear that doesn't really exist, that's not real. So you need to throw the fear out. You need to tell yourself, fear, stay out of my consciousness. You have a self talk to yourself, say, okay, fear, okay, mind, stop doing this. And then when you tell it to stop, it will stop. You have to be firm and control yourself. You can control your mind. The mind does not control you. Once you control your mind, there is no fear. You have nothing to fear because these beings, as you stated before, are beautiful beings of light, and you're connected with them. So I'm suggesting very strongly, make the connection. Don't be afraid to make the connection because they're waiting for you to reconnect right now. You really need to reconnect with them, brother.
Hmm.
You're going to do yourself a disservice if you don't do it. You're going to go for the rest of your life wondering, why didn't I do this when he told me to do this? You're going to
Hmm.
look back and say, I should have done this. You have nothing to
Yeah,
fear. Do you
yeah. I
understand?
think that I have to do something about.
Well, that's what you need to
It
do.
was so many years. It was so many years ago, and
Makes no
I
difference.
always know, and I always ask myself, I'm like, why did I dream something like that? Even though you know I saw what I saw.
Right. But
Uh,
if you keep reflecting back on why didn't I do it? Why didn't I do this? There's always a lot of things we go back in our lives and say, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I could have done that. In this case, what you didn't do, you can do. There's no like going back and saying, well, no, I can't do it anymore. They're waiting for you to make contact. That's what I'm getting. I'm reading the energy really strongly here. Make contact, reconnect in Christ consciousness, in positive consciousness. I will guarantee you, if you'll take my advice,
mm,
the next time you come on this show, you say, brother, you'll say, Commander, I did what you said. I'm having beautiful contact with them, and you'll see a big difference if you do it. That's up to you. Now my cat's talking
mhm.
because she's going to probably come in here and want to go on the show.
All right.
But if you do that, I really want to see what happens here. Here she
I'll,
is. You want to come?
as soon as that happens, I will let you know. I'll come
Absolutely. And
and
take your time with it. It's no rush,
yeah.
but take your time doing it. Meditate, focus. I guarantee you'll have the most beautiful story to share on your next journey with us here on the show,
All right.
without a question.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
And how do you pronounce your name? Alejandro?
Alejandro.
Alejandro. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
My name is
Alejandro is my
Alex,
guest.
but my name is
Alex,
Alex,
I'll say Alex for short.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Alex, but in you call it Alejandro.
Alejandro or Alex. And are you in El Salvador still, or are you in the United
And
States?
United States.
Oh, great. But you were from El Salvador. That was a great
Yeah.
story, everybody. Everybody thank Alejandro, Alex for being on the show. It's been a pleasure having you here. A
Thanks.
great story. Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot.
much
I
for sharing.
always follow you since the day that you started.
Really? Had no
Yeah,
idea.
but it was the time, and I said, well, I should speak to him. I
Well, I'm
should
glad
speak
you
to
came
him.
up here, man. I was able to help you out hopefully a little
Many,
bit tonight too.
many people do not believe in UFOs.
Oh, there's a
Many.
lot more people now than there were 30 years ago.
Look,
More people now believe in
an,
UFOs than they did 30
yeah,
years ago. Absolutely.
another thing I would say that time travelers, I do believe in time travelers,
Okay.
but there is a but. If
Right.
I was a time traveler, I will not open my mouth.
And I don't know if I believe in the time travelers or not. I just see a lot of videos on TikTok, and I'd like to find out more about some of these people that are claiming they're time travelers. But it's not a
Mm,
subject I've really gotten into too much. I pretty much stay away from it.
yeah, like if I was a time traveler, I will not open my mouth.
Right.
There's not such a thing as that.
Yeah.
But I do, and I believe in 100% that there are other beings uh, visiting us.
Well, yeah. Well, you had experiences with them, so you have to believe after your experiences. Of course,
Yeah,
you should
after
believe.
that, but not many people do. They think that
Oh,
you are crazy. Every time that I
not
say
any.
something like that, and I
Yeah.
laugh
Yeah.
about it, I say,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen something like that.
You.
And they're like,
So,
ah, yeah, whatever,
yeah.
whatever.
Maybe I don't know what people you're speaking with, but I know 30 years ago, maybe, or 40 years ago, people might think you were crazy. But I'm going with the Pentagon coming out about UFOs. The majority of people around the world will think you're not crazy. 30 years ago, maybe some of the people you're dealing with in the community that you know think that it's not real. But I can tell you on this show, most everybody knows or has experiences or have seen UFOs. And the majority of the people on the earth, I think, are more open to it than they were 30 years ago. But
Yeah,
you're right. You might have some
I, I,
local people that are like that.
I do follow you already. If you follow
Yeah.
me, I will give you the name, exactly the name of a town,
Yeah.
exactly the name of a town in Panama.
In Panama,
Yeah, in Panama. I will give you exact coordinates of
hmm
where they land.
where the spaceships land in Panama.
Exactly.
And how did you know about that? Now, you just brought
Because
that
of
up.
my wife.
Your wife.
Yeah, my
And
wife
what does
was
your wife have to
born.
do with that?
My wife was born in Honduras,
Okay.
and she went into Panama because of family, and all that stuff. She was raised until the age of like teenage age.
hmm hmm
Ah, and she will always tell me about a story about her siblings,
hmm
looking out into that specific hill that they land,
It's a
and
hill in Panama
they
where the
stay
spaceships land.
exactly. I will give you the exact coordinates of
Okay.
where they land.
I'd like to see
Almost
that
every day. Almost
every
every day.
day.
They are invisible.
Do
No,
you
no
think?
radar detection,
Yeah.
not anything like it.
Do you
But
think it's? Do you think they have a space base in that
it is
location?
not a space program there. It is nothing like that. But they do land
Right.
there.
They
I will
land
give
there.
you the exact mountain where they land.
I would like to know
I
that.
I haven't traveled there. I did went a few years back, but I only went like to the airport, and then
Yeah.
I did onboard into another back to my country, El
Yeah.
Salvador. I flew from here to Panama,
hmm
Panama to El Salvador.
Yeah.
It was just a few hours there, but
hmm
I will give you the exact coordinates of where they land.
Very good. I'd love to
I'll
hear.
have to
Is your
find.
does your wife does your wife speak English?
Yes, she does.
Would she be able to come on one night and tell us her story?
She would, but she's kind of shy.
She's
She's
kind of shy.
really, yeah, she's
All right.
shy, as
All right.
you wouldn't
We'll leave
believe.
that alone.
But I will ask her exactly because it's very, very, very close to where her family is
Yeah.
in Panama. There is a
Okay.
site there. There is a mountain there that they always come down.
Hmm.
Always.
So is it possible? And again, I know a lot about these subject areas with the mountains and so forth. Is it possible that there's an invisible base inside the mountain?
Mm, she hasn't said
I said
anything like it.
possible.
She laughs about it. She
She
laughs and
laughs
you were
about it.
like, haha. And then we're like, hey, tell me, tell me, tell me. And then she goes, she laughs about it, and she's
Yeah.
like, no, no, not right now, blah blah blah, you
Not
know.
right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
but I will try to persuade her
Yeah.
into telling me
I'd
exactly
love to hear a
where it is.
story. Yeah.
It's kind of like a weird name. It is a
Yeah.
weird name. It's like has a lot of R's on it. The
I'd
name
love to
of
hear
the
about that.
it has a lot of the place the mountain has a lot of
Yeah.
R's in it. The name
A lot of
of the
R's in it.
mountain, yeah, a lot of R's in
Well,
it.
when you send me the information of the coordinates, I'll look that up. It's
Yeah,
very interesting,
yeah, just
Alex.
follow me so that way I can DM you and I'll give you the coordinates of it.
All right.
And I
Again,
would
thank
love to travel there. I would love to. I mean,
if
I'm
you
a U.S.
travel there, you can
I'm a
you
U.S.
can be you
citizen.
can be our
I'm a
you can
U.S.
be our
citizen.
UFO.
I am a U.S. citizen now, so I
You
can
you can
travel
be our
anywhere.
you can be our UFO reporter on that mountain when the spaceships land.
Yeah,
How you like that?
I am traveling next year, 25. I'm
Okay.
traveling like 4 weeks vacation, which is gonna be
Yeah.
El Salvador, Honduras, and Panama,
Okay.
which
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be like three, three, three countries. But
Uh-huh.
I am going there, and I told her, Listen, I want to go there, and I want to go to the mountain where if they think
If they
if they
if the
can
ships
take me,
yes.
another thing I will tell you
Well,
that
you
I
need to
don't
connect
believe, that I don't believe, I don't
you
believe
need
that they
you need
take people from
you
here.
need you need to connect with your space people that you told me your story about before you go there and
One
make a
of the things
rendezvous.
that they told me, one of the things I remember, what they told me is that
Hmm.
because at that time I said, "Hey, why don't you take me? Take me, take me."
Yeah.
And one of the things that they told me, they wouldn't speak. They would just
Yeah.
look, stare, only
Hmm.
look, and stare,
Yeah.
and say, "One of the things that we cannot take you there is because when you come back, it's gonna be many, 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 many years ahead."
Who said that the space people told you
Yeah,
this?
yeah, the dream
Oh, in
that
your
I
dream.
had
They said it'd be many years
the contact that I had with those beings, the
with
contact,
those particular beings. Yes.
I particular beings, the three beings, I asked them if they could take me, and they say no because
You
when you come
did.
back, there will be nothing here. There will be not your generation, not your wife, not anything, not
You'd
anything.
be in a future planet Earth, basically, is what they were telling you.
There will be nothing here. That's what they told me.
That's weird. When they say nothing here, can you elaborate on what you mean by that?
No
I
descendants,
mean, there's always
no
something, but
descendants, no, not grandkids, great
right? Well,
kids,
okay.
nothing like that.
You're going to be on a new Earth where there is none of that. You're going to have actually. You're going to a planet where
It will
you're.
be so many years that there
Mm-hmm.
will be nothing here left for you. That is one of
Oh,
the reasons that
interesting.
that we cannot take you. Because I
Oh,
asked
interesting.
them,
That's
which
interesting.
is in my dream, I dreamed of them, which is weird. How am I
Yeah.
going to dream of somebody so blonde, like
Hmm.
gold color blonde, gold
Right.
hair, white?
Yeah, for you, I understand. Yaya Spirit is saying, I understand. For you, in your specific contact, that most likely for you in your reality, that could be a truth, that you would not be able to go back to where you were before. So that for you, I think, is probably very specific for you. I believe
Those
that's absolutely.
those beings are
Hmm.
so beautiful, beautiful.
Hmm.
I mean, beautiful,
Hmm.
beautiful. Yeah, the ears, The ears were a little bit bigger than, like ours.
Would you say like an elf, like a like an elf seer, or something
Mm,
like that, or?
the ears weren't elf looking like.
Mm-hmm.
Not pointing, not pin, not at
Yeah.
the top, not pointing, not spiked, nothing like that. It was just like a little bit bigger. The ears
Mm-hmm.
were bigger. The
Mm-hmm.
beautiful they are is
Mm-hmm.
something is not.
And I think, Alex, too, that the reason why you can't go back to being where it was, because this, like I said before, when you were telling the story, this is your cosmic family. You come from another planetary system. So you would not be coming back to where you were. You'd be going forward to where you are. Does that make sense to you?
It
You have a
kind of,
biological
yeah,
family, and then
exactly.
you have a non-biological family.
Exactly that's what I was told from them, that if they
Yes.
take me, because I asked if they
Mm-hmm.
could take me away, they take me.
Yeah.
They say no, because when you come back, if we bring you
Yeah.
back, they said, if we bring you back, there will be nothing here.
Right. There won't be any biological family here anymore because you're
Nothing.
coming back
Nothing.
into the future. You're actually not coming back into the past. You're coming back to Earth in a current Earth frequency environment that is different from where you started. So you've actually quantum leaped into another Earth timeline where you don't have any more biological past family. Now you're in a galactic family of that current timeline.
There,
Do you understand?
he told me that it will be so many years that will go by,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that there will be nothing here left for you.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing. Not nothing. I mean,
Well, definitely meditate, Alex, and reconnect with them because you're going to get more information if you do that. Obviously, you've gotten a lot. You shared a lot of information, believe it or not, just now that you just remembered being on the show. Very interesting. You need to meditate, man, and reconnect with them. I hope you'll do that.
I,
Really, I hope you will.
after I had a dream about that, I went into something like numbness in my heart. It was like
Hmm.
I would look at humans like nothing. I was like, and after that, I went into a called uh, yellow
Did you say
pad
yellow
meditation.
pad? Yellow pad meditation.
Yeah. Like I went into a hotel room in Santa Barbara, because I'm
Okay.
in Los Angeles, right? Santa
Yeah.
Barbara. I went in for 3 days. I went into a no television, no cellular
Mm-hmm.
phone,
Mm-hmm.
no news, no noise, no
Mm.
anything, just my yellow pad and me.
Mm-hmm.
And I started writing about that. But that yellow pad was stolen from me.
The yellow pad in the room.
Yeah, it was
What do you
stolen
mean?
from
What
me.
do you mean it was stolen? How could that possibly happen?
After I came back to Los Angeles, after a few days, it was stolen. It disappeared. I have no idea what happened. Um, I wrote about 150 songs in Spanish,
Hmm.
and they all disappear. Everything, my
Thank you,
yellow
Joyce,
pad
man.
disappear, which I will
Hmm.
always keep in my truck, or I will keep it with me inside the house.
And those songs on the pad, were those songs like dealing with space and stuff, or what were they dealing with?
It was dealing about humanity, dealing about what makes a human being uh, betray one another,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
And how long was it before the pad disappeared? This is interesting.
about a week.
Your pad that you were writing on disappeared in a week. Was that in the
I
hotel
wrote a
room or where was
pad
it?
like about 25, 26 pages.
26 pages.
Yeah, I think that at that time, it was like something telling me, listen, go away and start writing, right?
Hmm.
I
That's
think
probably
that
the space
our
people telling
human
you to
being,
do
yeah,
that.
I think that the human being has to take time for themselves.
Hmm.
We are born ourselves
Hmm.
and we live this planet by ourselves.
Did you? Someone's asking. Did the pencil or the pen that you were using with the paper on the pad? Did all of that disappear?
It was a blue pen.
Yeah. Did it disappear when the pad disappeared?
No, it was stolen.
It was stolen.
I think it was stolen
So the
because I couldn't
pad. You
find
think?
it. I
Okay.
couldn't.
So the pad and the. You think the whole thing was stolen? The
Yeah, the
pad
whole.
and the
Yeah,
pen.
exactly. The whole thing was stolen.
Okay. I'm
Uh,
asking these questions because I'm trying to think why would somebody want to do that to you? You know
it
that this
disappeared.
is this is
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I mean, after that, many ugly things happened to me.
hmm.
Like I'm talking about, I saw demons.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that too
Uh,
much. I
yeah,
want
I
to stay
know,
away
I
from all
know,
that.
I know.
I want to stay from it.
I know. It's really weird what
But I would
happened.
suggest now going away from that whole thing,
Hmm.
going back into 2024. You need to meditate in Christ in meditation, protect yourself always, so these things will never happen to you again. If you go into a Christed state of meditation and ask for the cosmic beings of the Christ to assist you, you can put a bubble of protection around wherever you go. And this way, if you surround yourself with Christed light, you will never have any negative ETs or beings come at you. Because I don't think you're versed in that. And being straight honest, even though you had the contact with the space people that were beautiful, it doesn't mean that you are surrounded by that Christed light to protect yourself from anything else. You need to do that in the future, starting now. And if you do that, you will not have any of those experiences. Understood?
Yeah, I understand that.
You got to do it, man. You just got to do it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay?
Cool.
All right, Alex. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for your story. Again,
We
Alex
are
over in the.
stars. Every one of us
Yes.
is a star.
Yep. Well,
Yes,
we call it
every
star
one of us.
seed or star seed.
Hmm.
But yeah, do all that stuff and protect yourself in the Christed light always, wherever you
Every
go.
yeah, we have a light inside of us, and we just have to correct it inside.
Oh,
The
there you go.
inside. All
All
right.
right.
Thanks a
Okay,
lot, then.
Alex.
All right, no
Thanks for
problem.
coming on, man. We appreciate it. And that was Alex in the United States from El Salvador. What a fascinating story. But what I always say is you always have to protect yourself. I don't always assume that everybody that has a good experience knows about Christed light or Christed protection, because then if they tell me they had an experience with positive beings and then all of a sudden they had a negative experience, they're not protected. If they're protected, they'll never ever, and that goes for anybody out there on this UFO show, you need to always learn how to protect yourself on this planet, with a Christed frequency of light within and without. And when you do that, you will not have anything negative happen with any lower vibrational beings or ETs or anything like that. That's really so crucial. When I hear stories like that, thank God I have the background doing workshops to teach people when I take them off planet how this works. Joe's, man, thank you for the finger heart. We appreciate it so much. I'm setting up a new gifting goal here, and I'm going to choose the one I want. Let's see here. I'm going to add a gifting goal here. I've learned how to do this now. This is pretty cool. And I'm going to set it up for 5. I don't know what I'm going to put here. I think we're going to go for the baseball cap. So we're using the baseball cap. I'm confirming 5 baseball caps that are available as TikTok gifts to me. So through the show, as you're watching it, I switch it to baseball caps. So if you decide to do a gift for me, it'll be a baseball cap. I have 5 baseball caps available. You can also Venmo me on my profile page. Go to the Venmo link, and you can do a direct gift of $5, $10, or $15 or whatever you want, and also become a subscriber to my TikTok. Thank you for the caps. Winnie, Kit Kat, thank you. Oh boy, everyone's doing the baseball cap. They're very good. Thank you so much. Oh, we just hit that goal. Holy mackerel! Did I just hit that? Yeah. Spirit just sent me a cap. Wow, thank you so much. As I'm just wow, that's great. I'm at 8% of my goal almost. So I have one more cap to go, and I'll be at 100% of my goal on the caps. So I'm learning how to use the TikTok thing. Rabbi, oh, thank you. Katie's sending me one. I just hit my goal. As I'm speaking, I'm going to set up another goal here. It's telling me to set up a goal. Now I've learned how to do this. I'm going to set up a new goal. Let's see here. Oh, this is great. I'm adding a new goal here as I'm talking. So I'm going to do is set up a goal for a thing called TikTok Universe. No, that's a lot of coins. I'll do the hanging heart, I think. We're going to do that. We'll set it up. We're going to set it up here. And we're going to set up for, we'll set it up for 8 of those. And we'll confirm 8 of the lights. Let's see, where are the lights here? Here we go. I just confirmed 8 of those hanging lights. I just set that up as my next goal. All right, so I got this up. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. So now I've learned how to do TikTok gifting and how to set it up, which I didn't really know how to do too much. If anyone else with an experience, we're going to see if we do, Wolf Ranger. Welcome to the show. And it's all depending on who wants to come forward. Again, if you want to be a guest, you have to have 200 followers for audio, 1,000 for audio and video. Seeing the size of a cat. Interesting. Diane Lorio says, my brother just told me he has seen a black mass sitting on the front porch. I don't know if that's paranormal or not. What I would say is to ask for Jesus Christ to assist you, Diane, and to ask Jesus Christ and the Christed beings to assist you to get rid of that. And I would say that I think you have to hit it with the Christed light energies. You're going to have to ask the Christ to come in and help you. So I think that's what you need to do. You need to say that that I am a Christed being of light. Your brother has to say, I'm a Christed being of light. You're to leave and not come back. And if you do that, whatever that thing is, whether it's ET or not, it will have to leave. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you definitely have to ask the archangels, like Alicia's saying, the archangels and Jesus Christ to assist you. Call on the Christ to assist you, and do that right now. Do that tonight. You see, we never know what people's experiences are. I didn't want to bring that on here for a reason, but I did want to answer what she was expressing about her brother, and I'm hoping they'll do that and that will help them. So again, if you have any sightings of UFOs, if you have any encounters with fairies, if you have any visitations with space people, we'd like to hear your story. Again, the protocol on my show on encounters is no foul language, definitely not. No drinking, no drugs, no vaping, no smoking of any sort on the show. If you are so addicted to your smoking, even though you had an experience of some sort, I don't want to hear the experience because I know that you're more addicted to all those other things. So, yeah. The other thing is you have to be over 18, no kids on the show, and no paranormal experiences on the show. There are other TikTok people out there doing paranormal all the time. We don't do that. We're strictly very focused on the cosmic Christed levels of contact, visitations, all that stuff, crop circles, all that stuff. So that's what we do here. So if you're new to the show, welcome. Just to give you a little bit of a bio about me, I'm from Mars, originally from Mars, which is 10 or 15 million inhabitants. I'm also working with Cosmic Christ